Welcome to the 700 Club. President Biden says that the U.S. is working on a new plan to release more hostages held by Hamas. The deal calls for Israel to stop any anticipated attack on Rafah, the last major Hamas stronghold.
The IDF has released footage of the daring raid that freed two of the hostages. Prime Minister Netanyahu called it one of the most successful rescue operations in Israel's history. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
Biden announced the potential deal during a meeting with Jordan's King Abdullah at the White House.
As the King and I discussed today, the United States is working on a hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, which would bring an immediate and sustained period of calm to Gaza for at least 6 weeks, which we could then take the time to build something more enduring.
If implemented, it would put a halt to Israel's anticipated assault on Rafah, the last remaining major Hamas stronghold. King Abdullah called for an immediate ceasefire and warned of a humanitarian catastrophe if Israel attacks Rafah. Israel is sending a delegation to Cairo for more hostage talks. Some Middle East analysts believe Egypt is working hard behind the scenes to prevent thousands of refugees from Gaza flooding into the Sinai Peninsula. Egypt's foreign minister said on Monday that Cairo is still committed to upholding its peace treaty with Israel, despite reports that the nearly 50-year-old peace deal would be in jeopardy if Israel began its offensive into Rafah. On Monday, the IDF released footage of the daring raid inside Rafah that freed two hostages, Israeli-Argentinians Luis Har and Fernando Marman. The IDF reportedly located the hostages on the second floor of a building and rappelled with them down to the ground. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with the special forces that carried out the operation.
I want to tell you that the release of Louis and Fernando is one of the most successful rescue operations in the history of the State of Israel. You eliminated the kidnappers, the terrorists. You made your way back to Israel unscathed. Perfect operation, perfect execution. And I want to tell you, I am so proud of you.
Just days earlier, Argentinian President Javier Milei paid a solidarity visit to Israel, where he prayed at the Western Wall, met with Israeli leaders, and pledged to move the Argentine embassy to Jerusalem. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, there's one key phrase in this, the last stronghold of Hamas. And because it's the last stronghold of Hamas, Israel needs to proceed. Hamas is the reason for this war. Hamas is the reason for all the civilians being in danger. If they would release the hostages, if they would unconditionally surrender and lay down their arms, then this can all end. If they're not going to do it, then they need to be prepared for the consequences of their actions.